Nicole Arbour made some weird videos, and here's me complaining about them for a few minutes. Nicole Arbour is one of those conservative comedians who are supposedly being ruined by the left because apparently we can't take a joke. Personally, I believe it's more of a thing about how they can't make a joke, and I feel like you're gonna see that by the end of this video.
But I will say this. Behind every stereotype is truth. Black girls, you are not the most subtle people on earth, and that's okay. Love it.
What the fuck are you talking about, Nicole? And apparently this video is against racism. I could talk about her terrible takes for hours, and I could talk about her horrible comedy for hours, and I could even talk about the fact that she physically abused Matthew Santoro, who genuinely seems to be one of the nicest people on YouTube. Which is obviously alleged. This is all alleged. I don't have any money. She follows in the long-standing conservative tradition of making problems out of things that seem completely benign. For example, this video of her where she talks about how, oh my gosh, award ceremonies have been wokealized and now we can't give away awards anymore. Obviously, she does this in a quote-unquote satirical way, so yeah, let's watch it, I guess.
The award for best, but not better than anyone else.
Cisgender, non-binary, gender fluid.
I know, I promise this is going to be a Nicole Arbour video, but this guy's a fucking idiot as well. There is no such thing as a non-binary, cisgendered, gender fluid person. That's contradictory, but unfortunately that's not how you construct a point. A point has to be against something that someone actually said, and there is not a single LGBT person who's tried to say that they were gender fluid and non-binary and cisgendered. So of course, this is another conservative straw man.
Apolitical, completely apolitical, non-religious. We're so happy, big smile. We're celebrities, we're better than you, just kidding.
Totally inclusive.
We love inclusion. Do you all feel included?
Here I'm just like genuinely confused. Is her joke that she doesn't like inclusion? Cause that's just fucking weird.
Included?
Right?
Good stuff. Comedic without punchlines. Action film with no violence. Period piece with all the stuff we don't like taken out of history.
If it hurts your feelings, it's gotta go.
I'm not even sure what she's talking about here. It's the woke people trying to rewrite history. I don't get it. Isn't it the conservatives who are fighting against critical race theory because it's gonna teach kids to hate whatever country they're from? Like, just explain the 1776 project to me for a second. Like, what is the 1776 report if it's not conservatives just trying to brainwash their kids? And for those of you who don't know what that project is, this was a project created by Donald Trump and his lackeys to instill the love of America into American children. It is what I call a masterclass in propaganda, primarily due to the fact that most historians said it was bullshit. Like, the entire thing was just bullshit. It whitewashed history and took away the blows of slavery, and it barely commented on the civil rights movement. This is literally the definition of taking out all the parts of history you don't like and selling it to people like it's truth. If Nicole Arbour actually cared at all, she would have been complaining about this, not award shows. Because Trump and his dudes were actually trying to put this into schools. I think that would have been a lot more harmful than movies. I mean, within America alone, they're trying to stop people from learning about critical race theory, which isn't even being taught on an elementary level, so kids aren't going to hear this as college students. But despite this, Republicans in America are putting bans on kids learning about Martin Luther King and the Black Panther Party, which are both incredibly important parts of Black history in America. But sure, the problem with misinformation is within the movie industry. Keep going, Nicole, keep going.
Goes to...
Everybody! Everybody wins. We're all idiots. This could have been prevented. We should have pushed back while we could.
This is a non-problem, and I don't even want to acknowledge it, but I guess I have to because of how stupid this is. No, this has never happened, and I don't believe it'll ever happen, that there will be a movie industry type award night that will give the award to everyone because they're too woke. And you might say, oh, this is all satire. Of course she doesn't believe this will actually happen. My problem with a response like that is it makes the entire video completely pointless. Especially that last sentence where she ominously said, we should have pushed back on this when we could. Which, the longer I spend watching Nicole Arbour videos, the more that I think, yeah, most of these are pointless. She's just trying to talk out into the wind the way that I'm doing right now. The difference between me and Nicole Nicole Arbour, though, is she's saying bad things. And she calls herself a comedian while she does it. I believe that every single thing Nicole Arbour has done has been an assault on comedy. But yeah, let's watch another. Let's see if she gets any better. Oh great, we have a video where she's gonna be talking about geopolitics. Yay!
But wow, I have a lot to say today. China. Okay, I get why he does that. That's pretty fun. China is very, very, very good at business. Like, real good at business. So good at business, in fact, that they've been buying most of the world.
Oh yay, Miss Fat People Should Just Starve Themselves is gonna give us a very nuanced and thoughtful take on China as a country.
They've put a bunch of factories in Jamaica in exchange for building roads. I'm sure those Chinese factories are up to par and not polluting the water or anything.
Oh no, yeah. We should definitely be really worried about China's contributions to global warming. And I'm sure that Nicole Arbour is so concerned about global warming. Right? No. Nicole Arbour hasn't made a single video about global warming ever. Let's say that she really did care though. Let's say that she did care. I think it's fucked up that she only talks about China when China doesn't even crack the top 10 in companies that are harming the globe when it comes to resource extraction. Yes, China just barely makes it into the top 11. All the other spots are obviously taken by Middle Eastern countries and ooh, what's that I see? Is that Chevron right in second place? Isn't Chevron a North American company? I thought that we cared about global warming. Oh look, and there's Gazprom right there, and ExxonMobil, and BP, and Shell. Ooh, and Pemex right there, which is owned by another North American country. And Nicole, if I didn't know any better, I would say that you don't actually care about pollution and you're just using this as a tool.
Just know they're gonna see this. China's also really nice, and they keep giving loans to countries that they know are gonna totally default on those, and then they own part of those countries when they do. They're pretty much like the credit card companies that go after drunk college students at football games. We swear this.
I wonder, Nicole, have you ever seen this image? No? No? Oh, okay. So let me explain. This is an image of every single country that America has some kind of military presence in. There's roughly around 800 bases that the US has overseas. Now, some of these are completely legitimate. Some of these are there to genuinely keep peace. But others were put there with more nefarious processes. Yeah, America does exactly the same shit that you're accusing China of doing. So does the UK, actually. How do you think that America became the biggest empire in all of history? The fact is, not all of it is consensual. See, America takes what it wants when it wants, and who's gonna stop them? They're the big player on the playground. You see, the truth is, every single fear that you've levied against China is things that I could levy against the USA. The biggest difference is the USA has actually already used these things negatively, while China hasn't yet. I wouldn't put it past China to do bad things with their military bases or their factories they're setting up in other countries, but America's already doing this shit. If you actually care, complain about America. Don't complain about China yet. China's actually helping with low-income countries' infrastructure, while America continues to just throw money at the problem and sees what sticks. This is the reason why you're gonna find a lot of countries in Africa doing much more trade with China than they are with America, because they've realized that China's process is simply more effective. Now, should we be wary of China? Of course. We should be wary of every powerful country. In fact, we should be wary of any country which has nuclear capabilities. The people who are the most afraid of China at the moment are the Americans. And that's because China is the only country that's genuinely threatening their economic and political dominance that they've had over the world for the past 70 years. The rest of the world could not give less of a fuck about which one of them is giving them money. Whoever makes the better deal always wins. And America has a history of killing South American leaders, so forgive the rest of the world for being scared of making deals with them at the moment, okay?
There's that interest for like 2 months, and then they own you. They're smart. Well played, China. Well played. China's gonna own the whole world soon. I tried to whisper it, but I want to yell. Why are we not talking about this? Why are we talking about Cardi B? And recently, our friends in China have made it very public that they really want Joe Biden to win the election. Of course, they want the old man who doesn't know where he is to win. They're gonna buy America.
Of course they wanted Joe Biden to win the election. Most people in the international community were really hoping for a Joe Biden win. Am I a fan of Joe Biden? No. Do I think that he's a better head of state than a man who referred to the entire continent of Africa as a shithole country? Of course I fucking do. I have more than 2 brain cells. The international community despised Donald Trump almost as much as the American community did. Not only did he randomly pull out of incredibly important deals, but he also insulted countries, like on a regular basis. But if your criteria for deciding whether or not a president is good is how much contact they have with the Chinese, well, Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Trump is pretty friendly with them. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's just let her finish her point, and then we can be done with
LGBT
this.
rights, women's rights, equality, not having kids in cages. Agree with you. Those are bad things. Very valid points. Yes, we should care about those things. But none of those things matter if we're in concentration camps.
Yeah, no, this is just like straight up fear mongering, because China isn't going to attack America any time soon. America's still much more powerful than China, so can we all just calm down for a second, please?
In Suicide Squad, they had all the bad guys come together to beat the ultimate bad guy. Something to consider. But Trump's friends with Russia. Good. That's exactly what we need. Because if North America and Russia and Japan all teamed up together against China.
Oh god, that's so fucking dumb. She really thinks that Donald Trump is friends with Russia? Dude, Donald Trump wanted to leave NATO. If that doesn't sound like something that Russia was manipulating him into doing, I don't know what does. Also, Nicole, what the fuck is this? You really think the UAE is gonna work to beat China with Israel? You realize that the UAE makes double the amount of money from China that they do from America, right? Why the fuck would they go along with that? What, because Israel told them to? Because they love Israel so much? Look, America's pretty dope sometimes, but nobody would agree to this war. But go off, I guess.
You guys are good at business, but I really don't want to be a communist, so...
They're not communists.
Suicide Squad. I don't know if it's between this or this. Okay. Someone's gonna screenshot that.
Yup. Somebody did. I don't even know how to end this, because that was painful. Fuck. Subscribe if you want. That would be like pretty cool if you did, you know? Yeah, have a great day.
Speaking of hoods, what the KKK do and have done in the history of the world is completely fucked up and not okay. However,